Caitlin. I wanted to leave you some feedback on, well, your draft, since it's more than just a thesis statement. As a whole, this is working great. I think that you have taken May in a direction that we really didn't discuss in class, but I think it's working well for you. You have framed your discussion with this author here, George Sand. I'm not familiar with him, and I like the fact that you're using his quote to start off, and then you return to it in your conclusion. That's some really nice movement. Um, I think that you have a good summary here. It's pretty clear. You are making a clear claim here. I think that the only thing that's missing is the answer. It's like you're not really answering a question, but you're saying mankind needs more than food and water. So I think the reader's going to want to know, well, what does mankind need according to May, and also according to you in your argument? You state it very clearly down here in your conclusion, right? But I think hinting at the idea up here in the thesis is important as well. And here's why. Thesis statements always say what something is. They don't say what something isn't. So if a thesis statement starts by saying that, like, it's more than this, the reader's going to want to know, well, then what is it, right? What's that extra component that we're needing? So for example, you say that Rollo May is essentially arguing mankind needs more than food and water in order to find true joy in life. Therefore, what does man need? Does that make sense? So I think you need to get it stated here in the thesis, because right now the thesis says what something isn't, not what something is, right? So it says what mankind doesn't need, or it says that, I mean, I guess it really says that mankind needs more than these two things. So the reader's going to go, okay, so what is it? What is it that mankind needs? Does that make sense? You say it really clearly in your conclusion. But I think you need to state it here in your thesis. So you really just need like one more sentence to really bring this to a close. You're doing great work unpacking the characters. It's very clear, very organized. Don't forget, when you bring in your evidence here, your direct quotations, don't forget to include your parenthetical citations. So you need to make sure that you're saying May at the end of all of these quotes, either in the parenthetical citation or that you're setting it up in the signal phrase. I think your paragraphs are, as a whole, working really well. The only place that I got a little bit lost was in this paragraph. And I can see what you're doing here, that you're wanting to make a juxtaposition between the psychologist's position versus the king. But I felt like I didn't quite see the connection between this specific quote and the conclusion that you came to here. So if you could more clearly unpack or justify why you used this quote and how it led you to this conclusion, I think that would be useful. Because like I said, I can follow your line of argument really, really well in each of these other paragraphs, and you did an excellent job. In fact, I really love your insight on the man's reaction. That's so good, and it's something that we didn't have a chance to talk about in class. The fact that, his main concern is missing work. You're right. Not the fact that he has lost his freedom, or the fact that, he's never going to see his family again. So, I mean, I think that ties into what May is telling us, that we get so entrenched in what our societal rules are that we allow that to be the most important thing, when really it isn't. So I can follow the lines of argument here. It's just this paragraph, I can see where you're going, but to me, like, there's this gap in logic between the evidence that you bring in and right here. But I think that you can easily remedy that. So just return to this section and see if you can more clearly unpack what you're doing with this evidence. So other than that, everything is working fantastically. I think that your argument is pretty original. I've never seen a student quite take May in the direction that you have, and you're picking up pieces of evidence that students don't normally focus on, which is excellent to see. Just make sure that you cite all of your parenthetical citations, and then, like I said, finally, you just need another sentence or here to really nail down your thesis. I think you got it in that concluding paragraph, but I think the reader's going to want it up here as well. All right, Caitlin, this is working very, very well. And I look forward to seeing your final draft.